Good morning from sunny Northwest Pennsylvania. We're back in the greenhouse. Summer's over, and fall's just about on top of us here, and gotta bring all the plants back in. I'm doing this video about something uh, that went on yesterday. Nothing terrible. I went to the local range to ostensibly to do some testing with Pyrodex, which, if you can believe it or not, I've never used Pyrodex in my life. But with the cost of black powder and which say what's available in black powder and its particular cost, I started looking at Pyrodex for my few percussion guns that I do have. And while the testing went well, I was also going to do a video at the same time. There's just too many people. But something did happen at that range that I feel really good about. The young man that showed up at the range, brand new Glock, fully outfitted. It's got the what do you call it? The flashlight under the barrel. It's got suppressor height sights on it. It's all set up for a suppressor. And this was his first gun. And it was a Glock, I don't know, 17, 19. I get the two confused. And I was watching him shoot. And I sat there kind of going, oh my God. All the things he was doing wrong. Not dangerously wrong, but he was getting frustrated. He had at least two full mags, I don't know, 15 to 17 rounds out of those mags on his target at about 7 yards, and really never hit it. So I was watching what he was doing, and I was like, I gotta talk to him. I gotta give him at least a little help. Get him on target, And he was explaining to me that the gun shoots high. It shoots really, really high. And I said, could I try your gun? Just give me 2 rounds. I'll see if there's a sight issue or something with it. I fired it 2 rounds and it went right where I was pointing. Okay. And he was surprised that, oh my God, you hit the center of the target and at 25 yards, and he couldn't hit the target at 7. So I worked with his grip, his trigger pull, and his stance. And, he was he was cockeyed. He was like doing a half Weaver stance with an isosceles stance at the same time. So it was, it was a mess, And he's never shot before. I mean, maybe he's fired his buddy's gun, put a few rounds to it, but never really seriously got on a range and actually tried to, really do some shooting. And he's a college student, and I asked him what he was going to college for, and he told me he was criminal justice, I think is what it was. But basically, he's pursuing a career in law enforcement, which, by the way, I think is absolutely awesome. To see a young man, wanting to do, good things with his life. Too many of them, would rather go play with computers or, I don't know, business degrees, whatever, sports. Those are all good things, but he wants to serve the public, and I think that's commendable. So, like I said, I helped him with his grip, his trigger pull, and his stance. And within less than a magazine, again, 15, 17 rounds, whatever they were, he was drilling that target pretty damn center. He had a little left to right kind of dispersion, where it was a little left to center, a little right to center, then you would hit center, basically on his trigger pull. I worked with him with that for a little bit, and he started to pick up on it really, really well. And this is something that kind of kind of caught me in the back of the head. How many young people are out there buying their first gun and having no idea how to actually use them? I mean, okay, yeah, you point it in the general direction of what you want to hit, you pull the trigger, and it goes bang. And you may or may not hit it. If you're close enough, you'll hit it. But I mean, to really be able to use a gun, I mean, we put more emphasis into our children learning how to drive a car. Okay, you can go get classes on golf. Okay, because to me, golf is confusing as hell. You know, and I would never attempt to grab a golf club, just go out there and say, "Yeah, I'm a golfer," and be able to hit that ball and put it where I want it. Believe me, I've tried. I was terrible at it, but we will spend time learning tennis or learning golf, taking lessons on all sorts of things. But a lot of people don't think about taking lessons or classes, if you want to call them, on not just the safety of firearms, which is important, super important, safe gun handling, but actually being able to use these firearms, especially if you're thinking about using them for self protection. And I kind of thought about it because I've been helping my wife with my years of experience, helping her with her path into defensive firearm, and she's doing fantastically with that. Um, some people would say I did it wrong because I started her off on a snub nose revolver, and somebody's like, "Oh, you're crazy! Don't do that." I have my methods to my madness, and if you can be accurate at 7 yards, or accurate enough, let's say at 7 yards, with a double action snub nose, then when I hand you a 4-inch barreled or 3-inch barreled 9 millimeter, striker fired firearm, you're going to be right on the money. You're going to believe, like, oh my God, this thing's so easy to shoot. And because you've got the basics, you got the trigger pull, the grip, the stance, all the things that are super important on a very small gun. When you go to a bigger gun, it is just the learning curve just kind of goes right up through the roof. You'll pick up on it so quick if you can get past the frustration of aiming at the center of a silhouette target and shooting it in the kneecaps because you pull the gun down every time you pull the trigger. It took my wife a few rounds a few sessions to get past that. But this young man picked up on it quick. I'm going back to this one young man because he impressed me. His willingness to take in as much information as he could get. And I helped him with that, and then I started giving him some ideas for dry fire practice, or when he does go out to the range to, here's a couple of drills you can do that'll help you improve with your grip and your sight alignment, and holding onto that sight alignment, transitioning between targets, stuff that is not super advanced, just really basic stuff that I think everybody should know if you're going to carry a firearm. Now, I don't believe in government telling you got to take classes. I don't. I think we should all be responsible adults here. And, if you're taking classes for golf, you're taking driving lessons, you're taking bowling lessons, whatever, why wouldn't you do that with something as significant as a firearm? But a lot of people don't. Later on, there was a gypsy joined me after she got out of work, and there was another couple there that came in. He was taking his girlfriend. This guy was taking his girlfriend for her first time shooting, and the only handgun this guy owned was a Smith and Wesson. I can't think of what it was. It's not an M&P, but one of the newer Smith and Wessons with in 40 S&W. I don't know about you, but if you want somebody to not learn how to shoot really fast, have them shoot a 40. Those things. Gypsy jumped in on it, let the girl try her SIG 365, which was a much easier gun for this woman to handle because her hands are very small. And we also had her try my 640, my Smith and Wesson Snubby, the 642, whatever they're called, a little airweight 38 special that I normally carry. I let her take a few rounds with that to see if that was something she would be interested in or could handle. But a 40 Smith & Wesson is not something you want to start your girlfriend out on unless you really don't want her to shoot. Because usually those things kick the snot out of you. You might as well just hand her a 1911 and say, here, try to hit something with this. I don't know. Sometimes people amaze me. But going on with that particular day and that young man and the other people that were there, it was actually a very good day for me. I really enjoyed it. Never got to shoot my video. I just don't want to put people on camera. I don't want them to feel like, you're going to be on YouTube and, they may not like that. So I tend to respect people. And if there's a lot of people around, I won't shoot my video. So I'll have to wait till next week to do the video on the Hopkins Allen buggy rifle. So I got two Hopkins Allens. Well, that's a tough way to say it. Hopkins Allens. Say that 3 times fast. No. So I'll do that next weekend. Hopefully, one of the ranges that I go to will be calm enough to be able to shoot a video, without having a lot of people around. And it's also hard to shoot a video when you got other people shooting. So here I am, sitting in my little greenhouse, arboretum, maybe. But I was just thinking about that kid and how important training is. So if you're really serious about getting a firearm and wanting to carry it for personal defense, I strongly, very strongly suggest that you get some classes. I was even thinking of taking some more classes somewhere down the line. Even though I've been shooting for 50 years? I'm 66. I started when I was a teenager shooting. I've got a lot of years of experience. I've got training way back, way back. There's a lot of differences now. There's a lot of techniques now that nobody thought of back then. I mean, back when I was shooting, everybody was like the Weaver stance. Everybody used the Weaver stance. Two hands on the gun and you know the Weaver stance. Now it's isosceles, which I have not been able to really do very well. I feel off balance with it because I've got so many years of shooting in a Weaver stance that standing straight square to my target, I just can't do it. I feel like I'm going to fall over. Maybe it's because I'm just too fat. Could be. But I, I could stand to learn something, some new stuff. I still have a hard time using two hands on a two-handed grip on my weak hand, which for me is my right hand. I can never get a good grip because for so many years we trained strong hand. You use two hands. If your strong hand is disabled for whatever reason, all you've got left is your weak hand, and all you've got is your weak hand. You don't have any support for it because obviously your dominant hand or strong hand is disabled. So you always practice and trained one handed. I got pretty good enough with it that I'm pretty sure that anywhere from uh 15 yards in, 15 yards and less, I'm guaranteed to hit what I'm aiming at. I might have a little trouble at 20 and 30 yards, I'm trying to hit the target one handed. But at 15 yards on down, I can hit what I'm aiming at and be a significant hit. Okay. Just not willy nilly anywhere. Not that I'm saying I'm good. It's just that this is what I did. That's just how you trained. And no, I was never in the military, and no, I was never a police officer, but I did train with a lot of different police units over the years. Um, Mainly because I knew their trainers. There was just a whole bunch of us that knew each other. So when they had a class, I would sit in on it. It was never a problem. I wish it was warmer out. It may be sunny here, but it ain't all that warm. At least not for this old geezer. So anyway, getting back. If you're going to carry, please get some training. It would. I don't mean just the shooting training, but when to shoot, when not to shoot. Avoidance techniques, the ways to keep your head on a swivel, to keep an eye on your surroundings. Because as a self defender, as a citizen of this country, your one thing is, let's not put myself in trouble here. Let's not do things that are going to get ourselves into a situation where we may need to use uh, a deadly force to get out of. Avoiding it is 90% of it. I carry a gun, but does that mean I'll walk into a bar of a bunch of, rowdy idiots and then go and mouth off to them because I've got a gun? No, I'm an idiot at that point, and I probably deserve to get my ass kicked. Okay? And believe me, I hung out in a lot of seedy bars in my day. Not anymore, though. Not as much fun as it used to be because I don't drink and my hearing sucks. So it just sounds like a loud cacophony of noise. Well, be that as it may. Um, I would suggest if you're watching this video, there's another channel out there called Active Self Protection. It's a very good channel. I would suggest, watching it sometimes and getting some information from them, and it's a pretty good. The guy's pretty good. No, the guy's very good. It's not just being good with a gun; it's being knowing when not to use one. You know, and that's to me that's just as important as learning how to shoot one. And those are techniques you can use even if you're not carrying. It's like just to watch around you, see what's happening around you. Most people walk around with their head in this stupid thing. I call it stupid, but it's not. It's useful. It's a useful tool. This cell phone. Walk around with your face in your cell phone, oblivious to what's going on around you, and then you're all of a sudden surprised that somebody's holding you up, somebody's mugging you, or somebody's just coming up behind you and sucker punching you. Seen too many videos on that crap. If you live in an area where that kind of stuff goes on, yeah, watch what's going on in the world around you. Pay attention. But here I am preaching. At any rate, I wish this young man that I ran into all the best in the world. I hope he continues to pursue his career in law enforcement. He was a very nice gentleman. Unlike most college students I've met, this guy has his head wrapped around, head wrapped tight. He knows what he wants and he wants to work in that direction. I'm ecstatic to see that. I don't see it enough. So until next weekend when I can actually shoot a video, you guys take care and go do some fun shit.